All right. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Cozy Up. Yeah, starting the morning off working out because it's bake day. So you gotta put in the cardio. But guys, I still have not been able to fix the resistance on this bike. So it's saying 1, but it's like the opposite. So it's at the max. So I am pushing. So a lot of times I have to stand up and bike on this. But it's really a good workout. I mean, my legs are really feeling it. But I wish I can adjust the resistance. This has been sitting here for too long and it never got used. And I think that's where the problem is. But back to the workout, guys. Back to the workout. Woo. This was good, but this pan is horrible, guys. Because you can see they both bake at the same temperature. But you see how this comes out and how this one came out. So I'm not using this pan no more. Because I do have to do more baking. So at least I know this pan is not a good pan. But I cannot find the second pan for this one. I had 2 of these pans and that's what I normally use, but I don't know where they put it. So yeah, that's the cake for now. It took me many years to realize it's hard to live in this world. I don't mean the mechanics of living, because for most of us, our hearts will beat. Our lungs would take in oxygen without us doing anything at all to tell them to. For most of us, mechanically, physically, it's harder to die than it is to live. But still, we would try to die. We will drive too fast down winding roads. We will have sex with strangers without wearing protection. We will drink. We will use drugs. We will try to squeeze a little more life out of our lives. It's natural to want to do that. But to be alive in this world every day, as we are given more and more and more, as the nature of what we can handle changes and our methods for how we handle it change too, that's something of a miracle. So guys, that is Transcendent Kingdom by Jessie. This is her second novel. Her debut novel, Homegoing, was one of my favorite books of 2016. So I was excited about this, but you guys know the hype was just way too much for me. So I was struggling to whether or not I wanted to pick it up, and I'm glad that I waited, because this way the hype had died down and I could really grasp the concept of what she is going to give me in this book. And I find myself at first not sure how I was feeling about the storyline, but then as I'm reading I realize she's a good writer and she brought up some really important topics and discussion in this story that I've talked about and feel very passionate about in certain aspects. However, it is another case of mental illness, but it's done in a way that I can appreciate, because of, you know guys, I struggle with books with mental illness. It just becomes too much and there's a lot going on. But this reads more like someone's again, autobiography, kind of telling her story. And this is a character who is telling the story of a family grieving, who is dealing with addiction, depression, loss, and but in different ways. You start off with a mother and a father and a young child coming to America from Ghana, and having this American dream, and yet still when they got here they were doing jobs that doesn't really represent the dream that they wanted, but it was survival. They had a son. Now as time went on, they had a daughter, which is the story is being told by the daughter. And in this story you find that the husband could no longer struggle in living with the American dream that he wanted to escape, so he did. He left his family. You have now a son who is now a teenager, who is struggling as time went on, knowing that his father is no longer in the picture, will no longer be in the picture, and he doesn't know how to cope. He has the ability to be an athlete, but there's an attachment to it as far as his father, and you see how little by little it broke him down and caused him to experience addiction. Now you have a mother who is mourning more than one, mourning that the father is no longer there, and she is now with 2 children, then eventually losing a child and having to grieve that. And a daughter who is she's smart, she's very smart, and wanting to save and figure out ways that she can prevent another family from dealing with this kind of mourning and broken down of a family. So she's brilliant. She's in college. She is a scientist. She's trying to figure out how people can be addicted, how can people have depression, what can drive one person to be addicted to something quickly while someone else may not have that desire and can resist, or try it and never try it again, or try it and forever hooked. That part of the story I like because it just kind of give you a take on it in a way that maybe someone who doesn't really know much about addiction might, find it interesting in this case, for how she explained it in the book. It's a lot of metaphors with that as well. And what another topic that really comes in this in religion. And religion is such a powerful thing, especially in stories like this, because there's always that belief that religion is going to save everything. You believe in God, you believe in whatever higher power, and that's supposed to fix everything and make everything better. And there's tricks with that. You have faith, but you still have to seek help and seek certain things to combine all of that to make your life better. So it toys with that. It toys with whether or not you should believe, not believe. It toys with a lot of that stuff that I think people do struggle with generally. If you are brought up in a religious household and you are experiencing this kind of addiction, or you are mourning or going through depression and your faith somewhat can't pull you through it, I think it was interested in that. Now there's plenty different topic you can go around in this story that was interesting. There were moments when I could laugh, but for the most part it is a very sad story, because it really dig into how family can be completely destroyed through addiction and depression, and how there's always that one person who themselves is also going through many emotional breakdown, but can't allow themselves to go through it because of what they're seeing in their family. You see that in this story. Writing again was absolutely great. I think she does know how to write, and she was very ambitious with this storyline, because this is not what I expected. I think I didn't really dig into a lot of this, kind of didn't want to know too much, but it just gave me a different sense of what it was going to be about. But she did cleverly do the story that had a message, a very strong message, and might, I think especially the religious aspect might not be a fan for some people, but I think it was realistic. I think if we are going to talk about religion in a book, you have to talk about it in a very realistic way that many people will feel this way. And it's that questioning that sometimes with a religious background with people, you're not supposed to question certain things. And I think she did this in this, where it was like interesting, but I think should still be able to have a healthy discussion if this is read in like a group setting. So I'm going to say it didn't give me the feel of Homegoing, but it's two different stories, so it's not fair to the book. And I think that's probably why some people had a hard time, because when you love Homegoing so much and you read this and it's completely different, that it might just not give you the vibes you want. But because I knew it wasn't going to be the same and I didn't have this high expectation, I find that I enjoyed it more and I got more out of the storyline than I think had I like really read it right away when it just came out. Overall, it's a good read. It tackles subjects that are great for discussion. I do recommend you reading it and get your own opinion of this storyline, because it is it's not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, guys, because I mean, when you talk about addiction, depression, and religion, so, but it's a yes for me. So definitely pick this one up. I'm glad I wasn't disappointed. I'm so glad. So anyway, guys, I am going to end this here. Hopefully you guys saw my rum cake, which tastes very good. Presentation, no, because I need my pots back. I need my baking pots back. So, but my mom is on the hunt to find them. They're somewhere in this house. There's a couple of stuff that was put away, so hopefully it's there, because one of the pots I used was a disaster. But yeah, but it tastes good, guys. That's the most important thing. It tastes good. So thanks for watching another Vlogmas video, and have a good day, guys. Bye.